congratulations on Endgame.
Thank you so much.
Very excited to see it tonight.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're going to be there.
You must be really proud.
I am proud. I am proud.
Tell us more about Endgame, the film Endgame.
How it all started and everything?
How it all started.
Well, while I live in LA, while I was working on another project, the script was brought to me, like the preliminary of a script, and I read it, but I didn't know anything about Brownsville and about the whole chess story and everything, and the script was just like partially done, and so I thought, let me read more. This seems interesting. Let me read more about this. So I actually went online and I researched it, like about the teacher and the students and the way the community rallied together and like the outcome of the story. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have to tell this story. Like I literally felt like I have to tell this story. Like I don't even care like what it costs or what. Like I really want to make it happen because I felt then and I still feel today that Brownsville is such a perfect example of like a Si Se Puede community of like you don't have to have the money, you don't have to have like, you know, all the resources and everything that people think that you need to be a success. You just need to have like the heart and the will, and everything else comes together. And that's what happened in that city with the chess team. And then you saw the change in the kids and the community and the parents. Oh my gosh, it warms my heart still to think about it and everything that they made change. You know, they made that change from the heart. Yeah. It's a perfect example of what every community can do if they put their heart and mind into it.
Right. So you were talking about how you were working with the script, and then I was also reading that you've also turned down a couple of scripts. What do you look for in these scripts? What catches your eye when you're reading these scripts? Like, what makes you say, I want to do this or I want to produce this?
Well, it's funny. I definitely get sent enough scripts now that I don't have enough time to read so much anymore. And for me, it's all about the message. I mean, I was a guidance counselor, so I really went into this industry to create movies that are going to help shift our society. Those are the stories that I write. That's my next project as well that I'm writing. Endgame was something that I knew that it was like a real life testimonial of what could be in our world if we just believe. And those are the stories that I want to tell. That's my mission statement as a filmmaker. I want to be able to not just entertain and make people laugh and cry, but I want them to come out of the theater after they've seen my movie and think like, wait, maybe we can do that in our community. Maybe I can do that with my life. Because the answer is yes, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. Si se puede.
So you work with Gina Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. You actually go for it. I watched it actually, and it was really good. And then with Jenny Rivera, and I totally.
With Jenny Rivera's with Philly Brown.
Oh, that's right.
Right, which was a good movie too. Yeah. Yes, I saw that movie too. Go For It was the dance movie. Actually, Go For It was Gina's first movie, and then from there, Eddie saw her in Go For It, and they cast her for Philly Brown. So she jumped right onto Philly Brown straight from Go For It. Yeah.
Well, you have a particular eye, I would say, for choosing rising talent. What is it that, whenever you're scouting, Latinos, or what is it that catches your eye about whenever you're scouting and auditions and stuff like that?
Thank you for saying that, because it's very important for me to be able to give actors breaks. And I do believe that Alina Herrera from Endgame is also going to be a superstar. And I think that what I see in Alina and what I saw in Gina is that these actresses, they reach for the truth, and they're not afraid to tap into themselves at that soul level and share that in front of the camera. And it's just something that, it's just like you can't even think about it when you see it. When I see it in an actor, I can just tell, because they don't even think about it. They're just being themselves. And that's what I look for, because those are the type of stories that I'm trying to tell. I'm trying to tell stories that are really honest and feel real. So those are the type of actors that I'm looking for to fill those roles. And I don't care if they're, A-list, which, obviously it's more challenging to get A-list, and it's getting easier for me, thank you God. But I just want them to be really honest in representing the character. So I really am open and looking forward to giving more actors more breaks.
Now, in Endgame and Go For It, it featured Latino families with immigrant, parents or that come to the U.S. and they're facing struggles and, you know, issues, and what through these films, what is a message, or what is the message that you want to portray
About their situation?
Yeah, about Latino families here in the U.S.
I really want to portray that, and I think it came out with Endgame, is that they're just like any other family. Just because they came to this country, I mean, like, there's gazillions of families that come to this country and that have been coming to this country every year since it was created. That we all have the same dreams and desires, and just because they weren't born here doesn't mean that they don't want the same equal treatment, and they are just very much like us. I mean, my parents both came from Mexico, right? And like with us growing up, it's like I didn't feel any different from my girlfriend's parents who were born here. We all enjoy much of the same stuff, and we have a lot to learn from each other. So I think it's really important that I shared like with Alina's character and her families, like you couldn't tell the difference between her and Rico. The only difference between her and Rico's character in the movie was just that her parents were born from Mexico. But there's no difference in them and who they are and in their spirit. And I think it's important for the rest of the world to understand that POV, because I think that's where the real compassion and understanding comes from, to help us live in harmony with each other.
So, what's next for Carmen Marron?
Well, a lot is on the plate, like happening at once, but I think where my heart is right now is I have an inspirational comedy. I'm actually going to touch upon comedy. It's called Supermom, that I'm going to be shooting in Texas also this year. And it's very much about the soccer mom changing her community, you know, because I'm really a big advocate about how everyday people can make a difference, because we really can. We can, like, the sky's the limit for us if we really believe that, you know, and there's more people showing us that, be setting examples that we can. And so I'm working on that. At the same time, I'm also pitching 2 pilots. I have a couple of TV shows that I just know are going to get picked up as well, so that I could come into people's home on a weekly basis and also give these messages.
Well, thank you so much, Carmen.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For the future films and anything that has to do with the industry. Good luck. The best of luck.
I appreciate it. Same to you.